a petition is filed, the registrar receives the petition with all the necessary documents, then it is served on the chief or all the parties involved. They are given time to also respond to the petition, usually 30 working days to respond to the petition if they so wish to contest the case. If they don't want to contest the case, it could be heard in absentia. So if they are served, then the judicial committee is constituted at the regional house. Maybe based on the number, they could have maybe standing committees of such judicial committees that may hear certain cases, but to also avoid maybe, okay, I know this person, or what we would usually call conflict of interest. The committee is set up after the case is filed so that we avoid any form of conflict of interest. Then the case is heard, the petitioners will speak, or what we call the plaintiffs will speak, then, but in our case it's called petitioners because it's a petition. Then respondents will also give their verdict, and the law clothes the traditional council, the judicial committee, to perform all acts or everything that is even done in the high courts in case of hearing of cases and other, apart from instituting maybe charges, certain charges, and the rest. Those must also be given some level of oversight responsibility from the high court. That would be for another day, where the high court comes in to perform some oversight responsibility over some administrative issues. So the judicial committee hears the case. So after the case is determined by the judicial committee, now they can now declare the chief that you are now liable to be destooled, or there is no charges found against the chief, so he is not liable to be destooled. But let's use the first one. If the judicial committee finds the chief to be liable to be destooled based on the charges leveled against him, then only then that they would go and perform the custom of slaughtering a ram or whatever they would do to consecrate or signify that yes, they've received the petition from the judicial committee and they have now properly destooled the chief. But before that is even done, we have appeal processes. Some may not be satisfied and may want to appeal. So this is how the appeal process goes. So if the case is heard at the traditional council, you have the opportunity to appeal to the regional house of chiefs. So you file the appeal, they do appeal settlement, then the case is now transferred from the traditional council to the regional house of chiefs. And to also add, the law also says that parties could be represented by lawyers in the traditional council, but for the traditional council may be represented by lawyers. So if you so wish to contest your own case, you don't need lawyers in the traditional council. But when it comes to the regional house and national house of chiefs, you must have lawyers, because this one is like you are not going to now start your case all over when it is an appeal. It is more of legal documentation and making sure that proceedings, everything was fair, and whatever appeal reasons that you are trying to appeal against the judgment of the traditional council, all those legal battles are carried out over there, and this requires lawyers to handle all these cases. So the case could be heard, the appeal could be heard at the regional house. If you are still not satisfied, if the regional house also upholds the decision of the traditional council, so to say that the regional house is satisfied with what happened at the traditional council and they uphold their decision, but you are not satisfied with that, you also have the opportunity to further appeal to the national house of chiefs. If you are not satisfied there, you can then go to the Supreme Court, which is the final. And if you go to the Supreme Court and they also uphold all the decision of all those lower courts, then it's estoppel. You cannot proceed with such case again. And if you do not file an appeal at the traditional council within the statutory or stipulated time, and they carry out the customary deposition of slaughtering a ram or however they do it based on the custom of the people, you do not have the opportunity to appeal again because you've exhausted the appeal process. And even if you do not settle your appeal process or what is imposed on you, so they could transmit the legal documents to the appellate court, then you cannot appeal against the case. Then the custodial process will be carried out. And when it comes to paramount chiefs, the case is first tried in the regional houses of chiefs. But the national house sometimes may have original jurisdiction, but it's rare, but it only occurs where that particular stool does not fall under any regional house, or maybe the boundary determination has an issue. You don't know whether you fall under regional house A or regional house B, or you are on your own. Such cases could be heard at the national house as an original jurisdiction, but I don't think we've ever experienced that because every traditional council falls under regional houses of chiefs. So this is how the appeal process starts and ends, and this is also how the original jurisdiction of the regional house is invoked. But mind you, we cannot invoke any great oath or term for a regional house of chief or destoolment of chief or paramount chief, because there is no other superior chief aside the paramount chief. So which great oath are you invoking against that paramount chief? Because at the regional house, they are all equal. So at the regional house level, you cannot invoke. So it can only happen at the traditional council. So regional house would only be petition that will be filed, then the case or the procedure goes on. But in the case of hearing of of all these petitions at either the regional house, traditional council, or national house, and you feel there are some administrative glitches, or you think certain things are not going on well, which are administrative issues, maybe you think there is some bias and the rest, you can invoke the oversight responsibility of the High Court to determine only that administrative glitch, because no other courts apart from the judicial committees of the traditional councils or the regional houses of chiefs have jurisdiction to determine matters affecting chieftaincy. It's only the chiefs themselves that can determine matters affecting them. But you feel in the process of determination, one of the committee members sounded biased or acted biased, or the chairman acted biased, then you can invoke the regional house by filing a petition before them that, okay, he made this prejudicial statement which suggests that he has already determined the case while you've not even spoken or the case has not been concluded. If that happens, you can let the High Court determine if he actually made biased statements. And from traditional council upwards, all proceedings are written. So you would call for all the written proceedings, it will be sent, and then they would determine if actually the statement made was biased. Then you now have to come back to continue the proceedings from where it ended, or if the particular committee member will be asked to recuse himself from the committee, then it must go back to the traditional council for them to have a meeting to replace that chief who recused himself or was asked to recuse himself because of biased statement. So these are some of the nitty-gritties that come with handling such proceedings. So just to recap, it starts for all other chiefs from divisional downwards. It starts from traditional council. It could end there. If you want to appeal, then you proceed to the regional house. It could end there. If you still want to appeal, then it goes to the national house, or even to Supreme Court. There have been cases that have traveled through all that to Supreme Court, and maybe 40 years, 50 years for it to be determined. For paramount chiefs, it starts from the regional house of chiefs, maybe appeal to national house of chiefs, or to Supreme Court, then it also ends over there. And I believe you've learned something. Keep your questions coming, all your comments, keep them coming, keep following, keep subscribing. Your question may be the next to be answered. Thank you very much for having the time, and keep sharing as well. We'll see you soon. Bye.